Sick of getting blisters? Stop slipping and just be comfortable with Pure Grip Socks Pro. Great fit, great comfort, lots of grip, and an even better price. Available now at puregripsocks.com.
It is not abnormal for limited edition football boots to sell out, although it is abnormal for boots that aren't that limited to not necessarily sell out and then resell for over double retail. I'm not kidding, some of these boots have apparently resold for as much as $750. And a quick shout out to Nikki Sports for helping me secure a pair in my size, because these ended up being way harder to get than I was expecting. As you can see, it's not the usual gray or orange Nike box. Instead, it's purple with a gradient, a special design, and some fancy logos throughout. Open up the drawer, and on the inside you will find a limited edition string bag, matching of course that design on the box, the ZM logo on the bottom, and the Mercurial branding in orange on the opposite side. It gets a 4 out of 5.32. And then of course there's the boots themselves, and let me know your opinion on these down below in the comment section. Are they as cool as the hype would suggest? Ladies and gentlemen, say hello to the limited edition Nike Air Mercurial TN, also known as the Mercurial Superfly 9 Elite with Air Max Plus inspired graphics. Specifically, the Air Max Plus TN sneakers that originally came out in 1998, exactly the same year as the original Nike Mercurial, and given that this year their Air Zoom tech in the forefoot has become such a prevalent part of the Mercurial series, it is a match made in heaven as far as a collaboration is concerned. Although I do find it kind of funny that the boots did extremely well in terms of sales, but the matching sneaker is sitting on shelves. With the Superflies dropping about a week ago with a retail price of $310, a $25 premium over a normal pair, and like I said, on some resale websites, they have resold for as much as $750, which I have to be honest with you guys, I just don't understand at all, especially given the fact that there are still pairs of these available, not necessarily in your size, but you can pick them up at retail via the link down below if you're still interested in snagging a pair. Now, I'm not gonna lie, aesthetically I do think they're pretty cool, and as far as limited edition colorways go, these have more kind of custom options specific to this color that we don't typically get to see. The biggest thing is going to be the actual rubber overlays kind of mimicking the wavy graphic or wavy design of the Air Max Plus sneakers. You can actually see it is sitting on the surface of the upper along with that orange Nike swoosh on both the lateral and medial side, with a bunch of that rubber kind of in the heel as well. Instead of the TN logo, they switched it to ZM to stand, of course, for the Air Zoom that you have in this football boot. You also have it there right underneath the forefoot where the Zoom unit is actually positioned. And you can see they went with a custom Nike Air badge there on the front side of the collar, which is also really cool. Even some reflective elements across the top of the foot. They do, if you know what you're looking at, look a lot like the sneakers, which is pretty cool. With the insoles also featuring a pretty cool detail in an exact outline of the Zoom unit sitting underneath your foot on this pair of Superfly 9s. Now at this point, you guys know how good the Superfly 9 Elite is. I don't need to tell you that. And under normal circumstances, whenever these special edition colorways come out, while there can be some minor texture differences on the surface of the upper, typically they feel and perform exactly the same as any other color. And while that is largely true with this Air Max Plus variation, because you have these rubber overlays through the midfoot of the football boot that cover pretty much the entirety of the upper, there is definitely a little bit of additional stiffness and rigidity through the midfoot, as well as extra grip on the ball. That's actual rubber. It's a little bit sticky, it creates more friction, and compared to a normal pair of Superflies, these do feel a little bit different. For somebody that would like a little bit of extra grip on the ball, you'll love this change. And for somebody that doesn't want the extra grip, you'll probably find these worse than a normal colorway. Regardless of that, I don't think, if you are a fan of the extra grip, that paying the resale prices for this particular football boot is at all worth it. And while I don't think too many people will be overly concerned about this, when I first had these in hand, my immediate thought was that's a lot of rubber that they've added to the side for the sake of aesthetics, and rubber tends to be a pretty heavy material on a pair of football boots. So is this TN model actually heavier than a normal Superfly 9 Elite colorway? Let's find out using a scale, both in the same size, 9.5 US. We'll start off with the normal pair, and you can see that they weigh in at 6.95 ounces, the equivalent of 197 grams. Very lightweight, of course. Change the scale back to ounces, and we'll throw on the limited edition variant, and you can see that they weigh in at 7.4 ounces, the equivalent of 209 grams. And let's be real, is 10 or 11 grams really going to make that much of a difference for you? Probably not, but it is still worth noting that because of the aesthetics of this football boot, the weight is higher than a normal Superfly. And as cool as I think these are, I love it when Nike does these little tie-ins with their vast catalog of all kinds of different sneakers. I think this is unfortunately one of those boots that has caught the attention of the sneaker reseller world, where a lot of people bought these with the intention of reselling them, and I have reason to believe that a lot of these crazy over retail sale prices are kind of these boots being traded between resellers with the expectation that over time these are just going to be worth significantly more money, and unfortunately I don't really think that's the case. Nike never gave any numbers on how many were produced, which leads me to believe that they're not actually as limited as some people would lead you to believe, and at $310 they're already very expensive at retail. I think if this is a pair of football boots that you really want, and unfortunately you missed the drop at retail prices, wait a couple of months and I can almost guarantee you that the prices on these will come back down to earth. If you're planning on investing in a pair of Mercurials that are going to go up in value, I don't think this is the pair to invest in.